Walk into any small business office today, a cafe, a local contractor's warehouse, a startup workspace, or even a regional manufacturing shop, and you'll hear the same frustrated phrase, cash flow is tight right now. It's the defining challenge for thousands of U.S. businesses heading into 2026. And in the middle of this financial pressure, something new is taking off fast. Pay later for businesses, flexible B2B installment payment programs that let companies buy equipment, materials, software, and supplies now and pay for them over time. What started as a niche fintech idea has turned into a full-blown procurement revolution. To understand why this trend is exploding, you have to start with the problem. Business purchases are expensive. A bakery needs a new freezer, a contractor needs lumber and tools, a small manufacturer needs replacement parts, a cleaning company needs supplies, a cafe needs furniture. These aren't optional purchases. They're essential to keep the business running. But because so many businesses are dealing with slow sales cycles, delayed receivables, higher interest rates, and increased operating costs, paying for everything up front has become nearly impossible. That's exactly where B2B pay later options come in. Modeled after the consumer buy now, pay later boom, these business versions let companies split large purchases into predictable monthly or quarterly installments. No giant upfront costs, no lengthy bank loans, no complicated paperwork, just structured payments that fit cash flow. One of the biggest drivers behind this trend is cash flow protection. Most business-to-business transactions rely on invoices. Some due in 30 days, some in 60, and some even in 90. When customers pay late, it creates a chain reaction. The business can't pay suppliers on time, can't afford new materials, and can't upgrade equipment. B2B installment programs break that cycle. They allow businesses to keep operating even when payments are delayed. Another major reason the trend is taking off is credit accessibility. Traditional financing options for small businesses, bank loans, credit lines, equipment financing, often require strong credit scores, collateral, high interest payments, and long approval processes. Many small businesses simply don't qualify, but B2B pay later programs offer instant approvals based on revenue data, purchase history, or modern cash flow analytics. These approvals typically take minutes, not weeks, allowing businesses to make urgent purchases without waiting for banks. Suppliers love the model too, because they get paid up front by the pay later provider. That eliminates risk for them. Instead of chasing late invoices, they receive their full payment immediately, while the pay later provider collects installments from the buyer. This improves supplier cash flow and strengthens relationships with customers who otherwise couldn't afford large, immediate orders. Another big factor is procurement flexibility. Businesses no longer need to choose between buying what they need and protecting cash. A coffee shop can buy new chairs. A logistics company can upgrade scanners. A restaurant can purchase a new oven. A construction team can buy bulk materials without draining the bank account. Because the payments stretch across months, businesses can plan expenses more strategically and avoid financial bottlenecks. This trend is also reshaping how companies budget. Instead of unpredictable, large CapEx spikes, businesses can treat major purchases as small, recurring operating expenses. This turns lumpy cash outflows into smooth, manageable payments. For financial planning, that's a huge advantage. Another overlooked reason for the trend's growth is supplier competition. If supplier A offers pay later options and supplier B doesn't, most buyers will choose A, even if B is slightly cheaper. Offering payment flexibility has become a competitive differentiator in B2B markets. It increases conversion rates, boosts cart sizes, and encourages repeat orders. Many suppliers report that installment options increase order values by 20 to 40%. Technology is also fueling the expansion. Modern fintech platforms analyze real-time financial data, bank statements, sales volume, historical invoices, to approve short-term installment plans. This makes risk assessment faster and more accurate than traditional credit scoring, and that allows more small businesses to qualify. Industries adopting pay later models include commercial equipment, construction materials, office furniture, logistics tools, industrial supplies, wholesale food and beverage, e-commerce inventory, automotive and repair shops, cleaning and maintenance, software and SaaS subscriptions. In many of these sectors, margins are tight, transactions are large, and cash flow is unpredictable. B2B installments fit perfectly into that reality. Another reason this movement is accelerating is the rise of digital procurement. More businesses than ever are buying supplies online instead of through sales reps. Adding a simple pay in 3 months or split into 4 payments button at checkout mirrors the consumer e-commerce experience, making procurement feel smoother and more accessible. Larger companies are joining the trend too. It's not just small businesses. Mid-size firms are using installment programs to manage large equipment upgrades, store remodels, IT overhauls, and seasonal purchasing. Even enterprise-level organizations are experimenting with shorter-term installment options to smooth cash flow during multi-location rollouts. What's interesting is that pay-later programs don't just help financially stressed businesses, they also empower growing businesses. A small brand can stock up on inventory before a busy season. A contractor can take on a bigger project without worrying about upfront material costs. A cafe can expand seating capacity. Fast-growing businesses often face the opposite problem of struggling ones. They need resources now, not later. Pay later solves that. Looking ahead, this trend will continue expanding. We'll see. B2B pay later directly integrated into point-of-sale systems. Bigger installment windows like 6 or 12 months. Industry-specific financing, for example, restaurant-only pay-later programs. Procurement platforms with built-in flexible payments. Partnerships between banks and fintech providers. Pay later becoming a standard offering in wholesale marketplaces. In many industries, offering installment options will become an expectation, not a perk. But the real reason pay later for businesses is taking over is simple. U.S. businesses need financial breathing room.